Hello, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. One of the great parts of this is that the speakers get to learn what they could improve on and what they did well. So evaluating our first speaker is distinguished Toastmaster Tim Linger.
Thank you. Oh, it's okay. Notes. Yes. Notes. J. Parts of a speech is usually in sets of 3. Jay is an overachiever. He had 3 parts of his speech, and then he had 3 things within his speech, and then he had a couple of nice closes. So let's talk about the analogy, the comparison. Starting off with his watch. This is a 9/11 speech, optionally. What does his watch have to do with what I would consider the main part of his speech? Well, everything. Everything. If you listen to his words, how much his passion was about the watch, and how he was willing to let this watch move around the audience. And by the way, it never made it over here, so I am innocent. And then he moved into the 9/11 story. And the detail that he gives, it's a box, it's square, but it's beautiful. Had a lot of meaning. So let me jump ahead of myself and talk about what you could do to improve upon. Because I loved the analogy between the watch and the box. Potentially, what you could have done to help improve the story is to have us close our eyes and just imagine. There's certain people in the room, one in particular, that was 3 months old when 9/11 happened. There's others that were young that don't remember. They know the stories, they've seen the images. But bring us all back. Even though I don't believe that diminished your story at all, your speech, I do believe that would have helped advance it. So your speech was detailed from all 3 parts, the watch, the towers, and the Star Wars. You even compared Pearl Harbor, which up until 9/11 was our day of infamy, almost 100 years ago, and none of us remember that day personally. I believe that your speech was one of your best, and I would normally say practice, but I don't think you need to. I think that a couple of minor things to polish it, I think you have a fantastic speech. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Okay, that evaluating speaker number 2 is Toastmaster Gary Adams.
Good morning. Lauren, fantastic job. She was very prepared, nice and poised and ready to give her speech. Printed out copy of the speech, had evaluation forms ready for me. That was good. She wanted to focus on her pace, her vocal variety. And there was a third thing that I'm going to come back to. Some things that she can improve on. Possibly bring the book. Maybe even some pictures of the symbols. There were some people that just felt like when you got there, I know personally, that we wanted to see what you were referencing. It would have just added a little flavor to the speech. Also, she could have opened up her body gestures a little more. You were really close and attached to your notes. But that third thing she wanted to work on. The third thing she wanted to work on was getting off track. Did all of you notice when she got off track? Did all of you notice when all of a sudden she lit up and she became warmer and more present? That's when she got off track. I was following her notes. When she got off track was the best part of your speech. You were here, she was down in her notes. And then all of a sudden she just started telling her story. And we all felt it, didn't we? I was writing and I could feel a pause in the entire room when you opened up. And it was beautiful. So, now that I lost track, When you did that, excellent eye contact, audience awareness, you were engaged with the whole room. Lauren, getting off track is not a weakness for you. It is one of your biggest strengths. Thank you.
Evaluating speaker number 3 is Distinguished Toastmaster Jeff Rufenacht.
Toastmasters and guests, I hope you were paying attention to this introduction, because this was a master class in what an introduction does. The introduction, why should we listen to you? There are people in here that don't know Carlos. He let us know why we should listen to him on this 9/11 themed speech. He's a major, U.S. Army, retired. He has a Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, and he was a commander in Iraq at this 9/11 themed meeting. What's he going to talk to us about? We don't know exactly, but he teases us with, he's going to talk about lessons learned in his speech title, From Ground Zero to Second Chances. Then he put us at 9/11. Papers, family photos, like snow in winter. The silence was filled with grief. Very poetic. Then we found out the lessons, the first T's: service, perseverance, and purpose. Again, masterclass in organization, because what he did then was he gave us vignettes, and then he would have a summary. Service isn't about comfort, it's about caring, commitment, and, word of the day, unity. More vignettes. Perseverance, not a solo act, a team effort. He tied it back to us, just like Winter Park Toastmasters. And finally, with his prison ministry, it's about second chances. When we help someone find purpose, we give them hope. But he wasn't done there. 2 more times he talked about service, perseverance, purpose. He spelled it out. He did it a second time. Then he said, we can't change the past, we can shape the future. Couple things that I would do differently to take this from good to that very next level of great. More pauses and the close. First, let's talk about the close. You say, well, you stand together, what is your purpose? And the fact that you gave us 3 ideas, service, perseverance, purpose, but you only challenged us on 1, I would either challenge us on all 3 or just let the 3 lie together. I would take out the cliches. You talked about the day you're born, the day you find out why. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Fail, first attempt in learning. I timed it out. If you took those out, you would have 18 extra seconds. You came in at 7:04. Those 18 to 20 seconds, you could let us hang there with you at 9/11. You could let us hang there with you in those 68 convoys. By the way, wonderful callback to Lauren when you talked about the uncertainty. Wonderful job.
Evaluating speaker number 4 is Toastmaster Mark Wright.
Good morning, Toastmasters. Good morning. Thank you, Sean, for a terrific and very moving speech. So, when Sean and I connected over email yesterday, he indicated that he wanted to make an emotional connection with the audience, and you nailed it. I've always felt that Sean is a great storyteller, but frequently when he is talking, it's in a humorous capacity. So when I saw that he was signed up for September 11th, I'm thinking, like, wow, how's this going to deliver? But boy, I went on an emotional roller coaster, and the journey that he took us on with all the different points in terms of career, losing the job, the issue with your son, potentially starting a restaurant, all of these things that feel like they should have occurred over a 10-year period. You take a step back and you're thinking, my God, this was 1 year. And you start to think like what that year must have felt like for you. And it's amazing. As far as what you could have done better, potentially a step out, but I know that you're working with a clock issue and trying to make the point, so sometimes that can potentially waste a little bit of time. I thought the visuals were fantastic. You know, keeping the photo of your son up there kind of created an emotional loop. When you're going through the different stages and you come back and you see your son, it reminds the audience of, you know, what you've been through. And the closing, in terms of the flight attendant, and to be able to use a quote to kind of close the loop was impressive. And really, perspective was it. Thank you, Sean. Thank you.
Okay. So Toastmaster David, did all evaluators qualify?
All evaluators qualified.
Wonderful. So, gentlemen, you know, assume the position.
You know the role.
You know.
You know what you gotta do.
Okay, with a show of hands, who vote for Toastmaster, Distinguished Toastmaster Tim Linger? Okay. Maybe, just you? No? Somebody. Okay. For Toastmaster Gary Adams? You feel those were quick? Really? And for Distinguished Toastmaster Jeff Rufenacht? Okay. And for Toastmaster Mark Wright? Okay. Marky Mark? You feel that was quick? Okay, everyone please be seated except for Distinguished Toastmaster Jeff Rufenacht. Okay. Now for the back timers report. For Toastmaster Chris Eckling, your tabulated report, please.
For the tabulated report, I want to start with a reminder. We were counting odds and self-explanatory, but double clutches, for those who don't know, that is a repetition, especially repetition followed by a pause when you're thinking, and finally an and, or so, also followed by a pause while you're trying to think of that next thing rather than just saying and you continue on with your thought.